Let me first begin this video by saying I really enjoyed the film. There were so many elements to this movie that I was catching on to, and that really impressed me. And I'm very excited to share with you what those things are in this video. To start off, I love the character John Wick in general. Just to know about an extremely intelligent and talented man who knows how to fight and defend himself and will stop at nothing in order to protect his family. John Wick is a rare person that we only will see in the movies for sure. And I mean, the reason I say that is because what kind of man is able to fall out of a 20 to 30 feet building, back plant onto a streetcar named Desire, and then just slowly gather himself up and walk away after like 15 to 20 seconds. You just don't see that kind of thing in real life. And if you have, then please let me know. I'd love to learn who this person is, how the heck they do it, and if they're actually real. Because that kind of thing is just unheard of. What makes this movie really great in my opinion is the fact that we're also introduced to new characters. We're introduced to new characters and another exciting plot. The stunt and fight choreography was absolutely out of this world and was handled very, very well. And by well, I mean very professionally. And to know that Keanu Reeves performs his own stunts? Like, you gotta be kidding me. One man who's able to do all of that stuff in a movie. Like shooting enemies from a car, falling out of a building, doing multiple flips until you land on your face or your foot and still survive, and throwing grenade, and especially with nunchucks, there's just so much involved with the fight choreography in this movie that it's really hard to think that Keanu Reeves did all of the stunts himself. And I mean, I believe he did, but it's just really hard to believe that he actually did it all. But that's also what makes Keanu Reeves such an incredible actor. He's just unreal sometimes, I swear. And Dan Lowson does an incredible job with the cinematography in this movie and just really gathering all of the angles and cinematic shots to really portray just a new world that we haven't seen before. I mean, I noticed the attention to detail in every room. I noticed the way the characters' faces were lit up. I noticed certain areas that were dark or maybe that were more shadowy, or especially the warm lighting compared to the cool lighting and how they mixed the two lighting sources up together. It just really created this distinct differentiation with the cinematography, color, and mise-en-scène. And especially the way the cinematographer's motion brings you into the story with all the fight choreography. It's like the cinematographer is taking you on the journey to feel like you're actually there while watching the fight. As I watched the film, I did notice that it was pretty long, but that didn't mean I was tired of it. That just meant that, okay, this is a long movie, a good movie, and that I'm getting my money's worth, obviously. And the fact that it was such a long movie, and I was enjoying every single minute of it, knowing how long the movie was going, just lets you know, like, this really is such an incredible movie. So in this movie, we have Keanu Reeves who plays the role of, you guessed it, John Wick, obviously. We have Donnie Yen as Kane, and he is such a bad motherfucker in this movie, I swear. Bill Skarsgård as Marquez, and I just wanted to punch him in the face so badly while watching the film, but that just lets you know he was doing his job as an actor. Ian McShane as Winston, who always does just an incredible job portraying that character. Lawrence Fishburne as King, and wow, the way he introduces John Wick in the beginning of the movie, just chef's kiss. Just such a strong and powerful voice, strong and powerful personality, and just presence overall on camera. Then there's Lance Reddick as Sharon, and Shamir Anderson as Tracker, or in this case, Mr. Nobody. And so many other characters and faces. I mean, if I were to name every single actor and extra that was in this film, this video would never end. As I kind of stated before, I was just really impressed with Keanu Reeves and the way he portrayed John Wick in this one. Like, Keanu Reeves just has some sort of special ability to portray that specific character and really make that character his own. And I'm sure many of you can attest to this. I mean, his character's body language throughout the film, his tone of voice, the way he fights with intention. I mean, the way I'm fighting right now is not with intention, but the way he or just or especially he just really brings out the best of John Wick. And another character that really impressed me in this movie was Kane. And no, I'm not just impressed with him because he's a blind man and he does a whole bunch of choreography and like really cool stunts, because I know that there are many talented individuals out there that are blind that are capable of doing that. But just the way, why he chooses to do what he does in this movie is just really, one, kind of, it's bittersweet, but what he's fighting for in general and the way he goes about it, especially with beating up the enemies and trying to get himself out of this funk. There was just something about Kane that in the end of the movie, I just really admired. I also really like how John Wick's responses are mainly just one word. If it's not one word, it's just a simple sentence. Like, yeah. Like, just even saying it right now, it'd be like, yeah, I think so. There's just something about John Wick's personality that just really makes Doesn't make me laugh, but it just, for those of you who understand, you know what I mean. He's a badass hitman that's capable of killing so many people as one individual, and then when we hear him speak, it's usually, yeah. It's just, it's so like, it's just like a facial expression like this, and yeah, and then just kind of trembling as he's walking away from the enemy. Now, at the time of reviewing this movie, the film currently has 8.2 stars on IMDb, which isn't a bad rating at all. And like I said before, I was really impressed with this one. The movie was officially released on March 13, 2023 in the United States. The movie runs approximately 2 hours and 49 minutes, which again, it's a long movie, but because it's so good, you don't realize it. And this movie was made on a budget of $90 million. Actually, that's pretty fair for a movie like that. I'm just thinking, if I were to film one of my own films, I'd need to give up an arm, maybe a head, and a leg to like really make it happen. Its opening weekend grossed $73 million, so already more than halfway to making a profit. And at the time of this recorded video, the movie currently has made $400 million worldwide. Now I think that deserves a round of applause. But enough on my thoughts. Let me know what you thought of the movie. Have you seen the movie yet? And if so, did you like it? In this next video, I review the horror film Halloween Ends. So if you're a big fan of horror, and especially the Halloween franchise, you won't want to miss this video. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.